Yes, people. We're back again on Fergie Time right here on the finished article. So, as you know, Fergie Time is all about Manchester United, and Manchester United played today away at Wolves. So, this video is about the game at Wolves, the win, our thoughts, the post-match reaction from the hosts. So, without further ado, here he is, my boy Shazad, the host with the most shows. Here he comes. Yes, bro. Are you still hyped?
I managed to calm down after the hype. That was a lot of energy we had to burn, but absolutely enjoyed it. Can't complain.
I'm not gonna lie, Shaz. You were really, really hyped for that match when we were watching it, bro. You are fully hyped up, bro.
No, of course I was. Who wouldn't be? I mean, it was a great. Well, let's put one thing in performance. I say it wasn't a great game in terms of a spectacle.
Oh no,
But I've read your messages on WhatsApp. You boys clearly have nothing else to do, and let me address it on here. Rubbish performance, but the team got the job done. That's what matters. So your
of course.
Your boy Arsenal, you got to understand, boys. You got to perform. And by the way, Varane answered your question. He's better than Ben White. So, boom. One of them.
Shots fired. Boom, boom. Let's go. My man's straight on it.
But we got to do some admin. So
yeah, we've got to do the usual first, bro. Come on.
As always, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. As always, we appreciate the love and support everyone's been giving us. We are on the race to 200 now. So big up to the guys that have helped us reach 200 subscribers. Yeah. We are going to...
sorry, before you carry on, bro. For the people that are tuned in on Twitter and Facebook, jump over onto YouTube and subscribe to the channel. You'll get the content there as well. And the subscribers over there would help us hit the goals that we need. But yeah, as Shaz says, we are on the race to 200. So all the support and love would be appreciated on that road to 200. Official Facebook and Twitter are at the bottom, and our personal ones are just here in the corners. So hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on our personal Twitters, whatever. Let us know your thoughts on the videos. Let us know your thoughts on the content we're putting out. Let us know if there's anything that you want to see us do. We'll try and get that out. But yeah, let's get on to... Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, there is one thing. We have got the Fantasy Football League. The invitation code is at the bottom of the screen right now. Yep. As we've said, you have to be subscribed to the channel and the league to get prizes throughout this. We're at the end of the month. Almost. We're on, 29th today. We've got 30th, 31st. On the 1st, we'll be doing the first prize for the month of August. So if you're subscribed to the channel and you're at the top, you'll get a prize. If you're not subscribed and you're at the top, no prizes, none at all. Yeah. So if you're watching it and you know you're at the top of the league, get yourself subscribed today. Keep yourself subscribed, and you'll get a prize. One more, free prizes, bro. Free prizes. Get yourselves in there.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly, bro. What more can you ask for? But yeah, Shaz. So as everyone knows, this is the review of Wolves versus Manchester United away. So firstly, I want to bring up the fact that United have now got the new unbeaten away record in the Premier League, overtaking Arsenal's invincible season. We are on 28 games away without a loss. So let's see if we can replicate this type of form, this type of run at home. Let's see if we can convert the draws into wins, and we'll be flying. We'll be there. We'll be at the top, or we'll be thereabouts at the end of the season. And I believe with the squad that we've got, we need to be winning. We need to win winning trophies, especially with Ronaldo coming in, people. Especially, a good point, Shaz. I checked this earlier when I was with you, bro. United's yearly wage for players altogether throughout the year is £230 million. That's how much they spend on wages, people. If you're spending that much on wages, you need to be winning trophies. Let's be honest, bro. That is a lot. There's people in that squad that are being overpaid. Martial's being overpaid. Matic, I believe, is being overpaid. Fred's definitely been overpaid. McTominay's been underpaid. Bruno's been underpaid. Pogba probably be at the moment. He's his wage is quite high, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, definitely, man. That something needs to change at United. We need to start doing better business in transfers and contract negotiations. Luke Shaw's definitely been underpaid, Brad. Definitely been underpaid. De Gea, I think.
Value for money.
I think
value for money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. De Gea's performance today shows that he's worth the amount that we're paying him weekly. Even though it is a high wage, I would still pay that for a goalkeeper of his caliber.
What you pay, what you get for him, and I think value for money.
Yeah, it is a really high wage, though. Let's be honest, bro. £375,000 a week. That is still really high. I believe there's too much money in football, and I've said this time and time again. The amount of money in sports is just too much, and it's ruining sports.
Well, football has now become it's all about the money, and unfortunately, what's happened?
I blame Sky. I blame Sky.
Well, you can blame Sky, but you can also blame.
They're the ones that started this, bro. They're the ones that started pumping money into the Premier League, bro. They're the ones that started it, and then you've got people like BT jumping on it. Yeah, Glacier's out, people. Get that trending if it's not already.
You know the drill.
Here we go. We've got comments flying in. You need to take that banner off. The Glacier's out, Shaz. Can you take that off?
Yeah, give me a second, bro.
No worries.
Yeah, it's off.
So, yeah, big up Ryan for tuning in. Really appreciate it, bro. I think my screen's frozen, Shaz, so you're going to have to take over bringing the comments up, bro.
No, that's fine. And
there we go. United got lucky today. I said this before. Shaz, he's not wrong there, bro. United got very lucky. If it weren't for De Gea, if there was any goalkeeper in that net, United would not have won today. Wolves could have put 4 or 5 past us, bro. Wolves could have put 4 or 5 past us today. In that first half, bro.
But they didn't. They didn't.
No, they didn't. But, bro, the fact is they could have done. They almost did. And I believe if Wolves scored a couple of goals in that first half, United wouldn't have scored at all. It would have been a completely different game in the second half, and we would have been beaten by Wolves, bro.
Yeah, but
United's performance needs to up their performance. They need to start playing better.
I said this all along. If we don't have a CDM,
it's not about a CDM. No. You can't say that it's about no, bro. You can't say it's about a CDM. No. It is based on one position, bro.
Did you not see Fred's misplaced?
No. Bro, I told you, Fred. When we were watching that game, what did I say? I said Fred needs to go. Right? I told you Fred needs to go.
Shaz, yeah? You gotta accept all of the last couple of weeks. I'm saying CDM. Now you're like,
bro, it's not about CDM. No, it's not about CDM, bro. It's not.
What's it about?
Right.
What's it about?
It's about playing the right team. It's about playing the right players, and Fred isn't the right player.
So
we've got Matic on the bench. Let Matic play. Matic will do a better job than Fred.
Yes, bro. Matic is good. He's done.
Come on, bro. Matic does not make the mistakes that Fred makes.
Yeah, he might not.
You tell me the last time Matic made a mistake like Fred, bro. Tell me, bro.
No, you're right. But
so there you go. If Matic played, there wouldn't have been that many mistakes that gave Wolves chances.
That's a valid point. But Shaz,
there you go. But we don't need a CDM. No, we don't, Shaz.
So you don't think we need a CDM?
United squad needs a CDM, bro.
You don't think we need a CDM?
United need a CDM. That is not the answer to our problems, bro.
Okay, so why not play Van der Beek? What's he doing on the bench? Play him.
Exactly.
This you don't want him.
You need to play other players, bro. You can't keep playing a player that's so consistently in errors, bro. He's so consistent in making errors.
Fred only plays well when McTominay is there. That's what we call him.
Because McTominay's there to do what he can't, bro. Yeah. McTominay, when he's defending, he breaks up play, he wins the possession, but then he gets forward and helps create chances and scores goals.
No, that's
Fred, when McTominay's playing, Fred has a quiet game because McTominay's doing all the work for both of them, bro.
Yeah, but Shaz, you gotta look at it.
And this is the problem. Fred needs to go, bro. There's no doubt about it. Fred is done, bro. Fred needs to go.
Okay, I'm good with that. I have no issues with that. I also will say on the performance element, what Ryan brought up, valid point, that one thing you got to look at two things. Yes, it was a bad performance. We got lucky because we had a sharper goal scorer that Greenwood did the job. But the other thing you've got to look at sometimes, and you've heard this in the past, that champions are not made, are also know how to play when the team performs badly and know how to grind out a result. Today was one of those performances whereby we got battered.
We didn't grind out that result though. We got lucky, bro. There's a difference with grinding out a result and getting lucky, bro. And today United got lucky.
So, bro, take it. You got to take it.
No, bro. I'm not saying that I'm not taking that win. 3 points is 3 points, right?
Yeah.
But the performance was really bad, bro.
So this is a wake-up call for the team. They have to perform better.
Bro, how many wake-up calls do they need? How many times how many times did this happen last season where we got lucky and won?
Yeah, but
bro, we got lucky against Southampton, bro. We almost got beat by Southampton.
I know. And this comes down to Ollie, right? So if you look at Ollie, he puts the team out. And unfortunately, some of the players he's put out are not caliber. And I go back to Daniel James as well. Daniel James
is shit, bro.
Exactly.
I'm gonna come out and say that. So a point that someone made that I can't remember. I read this online when we were out earlier. That why are you keeping a player at the club like Daniel James, but loaning out Amad Diallo, who is probably 10 times better than Daniel James? If you're going to be loaning players out, it should be the fringe players that aren't going to play, like Daniel James. But the problem is Solskjaer likes Daniel James. He likes his work ethic and he likes his work rate. But that isn't enough to get a first-team selection. That shouldn't be enough to get a first-team selection, bro.
No,
and that's the problem with Solskjaer's selection. He bases it off things that aren't relevant. Because, yes, Daniel James, he can perform well. He's got pace. But he can't score. He can't score to save his life. And we spoke about this, bro. We spoke about this when we were watching the game. When Daniel James had the ball, what was I screaming, bro? Shoot, shoot. And you're like, nah, Shaz, he can't shoot anyway, so there's no point in trying. So the fact is, he's in a United starting 11. He needs to be able to score. Bro, otherwise, he shouldn't be there, bro.
Shaz, you got to understand. I agree with what you're saying. You're absolutely right. He should, if he's putting on a United shirt, he needs to go out and deliver. But what you got to look at is, you remember back when, back in Fergie's days, Fergie basically instilled the team to go out and deliver every single time and go out and get a result. There were times in Fergie's era where the team played badly but got a result. Now, under Ollie, what's happened is Ollie has basically got rid of the majority of the deadwood minus Phil Jones. Bless him. I don't know how he's still here.
Bro, there's loads of deadwood lists still left at United, though. Let's be honest.
But what you got to understand is that he's got rid of most of them. Now, if you look at what happens...
Really, though, bro. There's a couple of players in there, bro, that I believe shouldn't be there, bro.
Let me finish, then you can jump in. I agree with what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say is, do you not remember the riots that happened last year as a result of the fact the Glazers decided...
you mean the protests?
Yeah, the protests, sorry. Yeah, the protests at Old Trafford and stuff. What the Glazers realized is, we now need to take out the checkbook and go and buy these players. Because before, it was a case of, let's build a young team and let's not invest in any established stars. We saw that it's failed. Now, one good example of that is Varane, who today I thought had a great debut. And he was in some clinical positions, managing the defense. In fact, he was helping Maguire out because Maguire had a solid game, but I liked Varane's leadership.
I think Varane outshone Maguire in defense.
Yes,
because Varane was in the right place at the right time quite a few times, bro. Exactly. If we didn't have Varane, if we had Lindelof instead of Varane, we would have lost that game, bro. Yeah. And this is a point that I want to make, bro. Lindelof playing over Varane is a no-no for me in any game. It doesn't matter what game, bro. You cannot say that Lindelof is selected over Varane, right? Varane was in the right places. He cleared the ball off the line. He blocked a few shots in the final third when Wolves were scoring. He cleared some of the corners that they made. And I believe from these situations, Wolves were close to scoring, but Varane was in there to stop them. And that's what we bought him for, bro. I said this when we were watching the game, bro. When he made some blocks and tackles, did you hear what I was saying, bro? I was screaming at TV. That's what we pay you for. That's what we bought you for.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And it's
And the other
players
thing
like
you got to
him.
realize is
It's that caliber of players that we need to bring in.
if
We
you
need
look
to
at what
get rid of the caliber of players like Daniel James, Martial, Fred. We need to get rid of them, bro.
no,
We need
I agree.
Matic.
So one of the things that the Ollie has done, and we have to rate him for this, is he's built a bit of squad depth. So unfortunately, whether we like it or not, there will be games where he needs to rest key players because he can't play them all the time.
Not 100%,
So Linda,
bro.
when we played the League Cup against, say, Carabao Cup against West Ham, believe it or not, I'm saying, you know what, throw in Lindelof, throw in Bailly, because you got to manage squad time.
No, of course you do. Of course you do.
Exactly.
And this is, we talked about this with Bruno Fernandes because he was heavily relied on last season.
Yeah.
And even Solskjaer said that. That's why he was always in every starting 11 for United.
Exactly.
But now that he's got some squad depth, he doesn't need to feature every game, especially now we've got Ronaldo. Ronaldo's probably going to be relied on in games where Bruno's not playing. So you can rotate, you can kind of rotate Bruno in and out the squad as long as Ronaldo's in it. And if Ronaldo's not in it, you've got Bruno and Pogba in it.
Exactly.
So you've got more players now that can do that role that Bruno did on his own last season.
Very true.
Pogba's back. Pogba's playing well this season. First game against Leeds, he bossed it. Second game against Southampton, he had a quiet-ish game. It was still okay because he assisted. Today's game, I feel Pogba could have done better. I feel Pogba had a really quiet game today, and I'm not sure why, because he's been on form. In the past 2 games, he's done all right. And for him to have a quiet game today was a bit worrying that his form's not consistent, but it's 1 game out of 3. I'm not too worried. Martial was just Martial again, innit? You know what I mean? Martial just had that Martial performance where he didn't give a crap again. He had a few decent moments where he had the dribbles down the left. He had a few decent moments, don't get me wrong, but his performances aren't consistent, bro. I don't believe that he'll keep doing that every game if he plays. Another player who I was disappointed in today.
At the start of the season, you said to me, Shazad, you need to back your players. So you said to me,
I'm not saying that we need to sell Martial. I'm saying that I'm still backing him because I said I'm going to give him this season, and I will. But his performances need to get better. He needs to push himself better. A player, though, I am disappointed with in this game is Sancho. Sancho he didn't even have a quiet game. He had a bad game. He hardly got noticed in that game. It was like he wasn't even playing. We were watching the game, and I'm like, is Sancho even playing? Or is Martial playing? Because he was that quiet. It's like it was Martial on the pitch, bro.
I'm okay to give him some time to gel in. I'm good with that.
I'm not, bro. You can't be, bro. We just paid £77 million for him. How can you be okay with him not having a good game against Wolves, bro? Come on.
You don't understand the difference between German league and the English.
No, that's not the point, though, bro.
It is.
Not though. Nah, we paid £77 million for a midfielder, and in his first game against the team that we should be beating comfortably, had below average game.
Those days are over, bro. Those days are
over, bro. Nah, I disagree with you, bro. We paid £77 million.
You can disagree with me, but the fact is there.
Bro, it's not a fact. No. We paid £77 million for a young player who absolutely smashed the Bundesliga last season. He should be doing the same here.
Bro, do you know
he shouldn't need time to get hit for him, bro.
He does need time, bro.
He doesn't.
You got to give him time to gel into the side.
No chance, bro. No, I disagree with that, bro.
That's fine. You can disagree with me, but the fact is the fact.
It's not a fact, though. No. How are you saying that's a fact, bro? That's not a fact. You're saying it, but it doesn't mean it's a fact, bro.
Okay, that's my interpretation of it. Okay, you know what?
That's wrong,
let me give you the analogy.
Bro, you can't say that we've just signed a player for £77 million and he's had a below average game against Wolves.
Yes, no,
he needs time to gel into the squad, bro.
First game he played 10 minutes. Second game he came on as sub. Yes, today he started. Yes, he had a bad game.
But he was disappointing, bro.
It was
We just
disappointing.
paid
but
£77 million for a player to have a
you're,
disappointing game, bro.
you got to understand, one game does not define a player.
I'm not saying that, bro. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I'm disappointed in him and he needs to do better, bro.
In an ideal world, Sancho would have scored today. He got a crosses today.
But then listen, right? When Bruno came to United, Bruno Fernandes, did he need time to get chemistry or gel into the squad? No, he hit the ground running, bro, from day one.
Do you not understand that there's a lot of high placed on English-based players based on
that doesn't matter though, bro. It shouldn't matter.
Okay, no, it shouldn't. But that's the reality of the.
That's an excuse, though, bro. Come on, you're making excuses for Sancho.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying to you right now.
Bro. You're saying the hype behind English players is the reason he's got pressure on him, but that's an excuse, bro. Come on.
The United side that we want to see is going to come, but it's not going to come in the third game of the season, bro.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he needs to come in the third season, bro, but he needs to have better. He needs to have a better game than that.
Give him
played Wolves, bro.
Give him the next game, bro. Okay, let me explain it. Wolves are not as bad as you think.
I'm not saying Wolves are bad. Did I say Wolves are bad, though, bro?
Bro, they are a good side.
They've finished top 7 the past 2 seasons, bro.
So
they finished higher than Arsenal last season.
You think we're going to go there and bash them? No, we're not.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying we need to smash them like we smashed Leeds, bro. What I'm saying is players like Sancho need to have better games.
Yeah. So he had a bad game.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that, we need to beat every team 5-0 because that's not realistic, bro.
Yeah,
with this squad. And with the way all Solskjaer plays, that's not realistic, right? But Sancho needs to be having better games, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine, innit, bro? Right. Question for you. Varane's debut. Obviously, I'm going to ask you first. Is it a good performance or a bad performance?
10 out of 10. Brilliant performance.
10 out of 10. Okay. So, Varane, that was his first ever game in a United shirt. He hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Why can't Sancho do the same? And don't tell me it's because they're different types of players, different positions, or Varane's more, got more knowledge or experience and all that crap, bro. I don't want to hear it.
Well, you don't want to hear it. Reality is that Varane is an experienced defender. Sancho,
you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Don't say, bro.
Yeah, but Sancho probably crumbled under the pressure. That's all you can say.
Sancho's got the experience, bro. He's had, 2-3 seasons in the first team at Bundesliga. So he's got first team experience. Yes, the Bundesliga is a different league to the Premier League by miles, bro. The Premier League is probably the best league in the world.
Yeah.
With the amount of players that we've got and the types of players and teams that we have. But Sancho should be able to come here and continue his form that he had at Dortmund against teams like Wolves and Southampton.
He's had 3 average performances. Give him...
Bro, 3 average performances? Okay.
Hold
on, bro. Leeds, he didn't get enough time. He played 15 minutes. That's fine. That's not his fault, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do bad in what I saw against Leeds, right? Southampton, he had, half an hour against Southampton? 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Around about, which, fair enough, it's a decent amount of time to make some type of impact, but he didn't. He had an okay game against Southampton. Today against Wolves, he played about 55 minutes before he got taken off for Martial, I believe.
Yeah.
Or was it a bit longer than that?
I think just over an hour.
He had about half an hour-ish again. And you're saying he had 3 average performances, right? So Leeds, I'm going to null and void the performance against Leeds. 15 minutes is not long enough to make an impact, right? So Southampton... Okay, average performance. It was all right. He didn't do bad. He didn't do good. He did just enough to get a decent performance, yeah? Today, he had 60 minutes on the pitch, bro. He started the game. So he's had more time in this game than he had in the Leeds and Southampton game together, near enough, right? So this game, it was his chance to show what he is capable of and his abilities.
He didn't show it.
I know he did, and that's what I'm trying to say. He had the chance today, and he didn't, bro.
So he'll have a chance in the next.
So today's performance to me is below average, bro.
So, bro, we live and we move on, bro. That's how it works. You can go back to the board and say, you know what, you had a bad performance. What am I going to do to improve? Okay, watch the tape. What can I do? That's it. Live and move on.
No, of course, and he needs to, bro. Otherwise, he's just gonna get put on the bench like Van der Beek. Van der Beek hasn't even had a fair chance in the starting 11, bro.
Yeah,
But Sancho's getting that chance now, and he's not living up to the hype behind him.
That's true. Probably.
And if he continues this way, it's going to be a £77 million flop. Like people are saying, bro. Do you get what I mean? That's why I'm so angry about it. It's because
my brother,
he's got the pressure.
Let me explain something to you. Everything you've said, fantastic, brilliant. You were right. He had a bad day in the office. He needs to put his hand up and say, I need to do better. What's he going to do from me? He's going to learn from his performance and evolve. Guess what? Van der Beek, you're right. He needs to be brought in and shown what he can do. What we have to say as United fans sometimes is we end up putting a lot of pressure because we think, you know what? I'm like you. Sancho came in, I was buzzing. He's going to smash it.
Yeah.
I have been disappointed, but the other way I look at it is, okay, look, he's had 3 bad performances or two were null and void, if you like, and today it was below average. Fair enough, but I can't say anything more because the guy has to put his hand up and say, look, does he want to improve? If he doesn't improve, he won't be in the side. That's it. But the fact of the matter is you've got world-class players on the wing. And guess what? When Rashford comes back, like you said, it'll be right between Rashford and Sancho to compete for that spot. And Greenwood and obviously Ronaldo or Cavani.
Yeah, I see it, right? Mason Greenwood he's the young player in the squad. Mm-hmm. He's younger than Rashford and he's younger than Sancho, yeah?
Yeah.
So the way United should be doing it is they should be trying to build a squad to support Mason Greenwood.
That's fine.
And help him develop into a world-class player, which everyone right now at United believes he can be, right?
He can, yeah.
So to do that, United need to keep him in the starting 11 week in and week out. Let him get the game time. Let him develop.
Yeah,
let him play with the likes of Bruno, Pogba, Ronaldo, and let Rashford and Sancho compete against each other for the other spot in attack.
Yeah.
And that will push Rashford to be better and score more goals. And it'll also push Sancho to do better and perform better than he did today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I'm at with United, bro. This whole argument about this CDM, bro, I disagree with it, right? Because the reason I'm saying it is because seeing Varane in defense, he commanded that defense, bro. He commanded our defense, and we were tighter in defense. We kept a clean sheet for the first time this season.
Defense in midfield? How do you link up defense in midfield?
Hold on, bro. So if you've got a defense that you know can keep it tight and keep clean sheets, right? And you've got an attack that you know that can score goals, you need to be scoring goals and just shutting out the other team. You don't really need a defensive midfielder if you've got a player that can do a decent job in that role, which I believe Scott McTominay can do. If you put him in that role, he will smash it.
So are you saying, okay, you got your defense. So you got Luke Shaw, Varane, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. So are you saying, and this is a valid point, you want to play Scott McTominay as the link between defense and midfield to say, look, defense has done their job. I'm going to give him to McTominay. He's going to drive forward, and he's going to.
That's not how United are playing, though, bro. If you saw the formation, if you saw the formation, you had 4 at the back, the 4 you just mentioned.
Correct. Yeah.
You had Fred and Pogba in front of them in the CDM role, and then you had Sancho, Bruno, and Dan James, and then you had Mason Greenwood up front, right?
Yeah, correct.
You've got Pogba. Pogba can play that role well. He broke up play. He won possession. He's powerful enough to take people off the ball and challenge people for the ball.
I don't think Pogba should play that role, though.
No, I'm not saying he should, bro. I'm not saying he should at all. Pogba is better playing up front. Pogba is better playing forward in the attacking midfield role.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've got players that where is he going to play though? Because you have to understand, right? Fernandes is going to always take that role in attacking midfield in a sense, yeah?
Correct, yeah.
Then you're going to have Rashford or Sancho on the left.
Yeah.
Or Martial, right? Then on the other side, you've got Mason Greenwood or Dan James. And then up front, you're obviously going to have Ronaldo or Cavani.
Yeah.
So the only way to change that is to push Pogba forward and have 4 in midfield and have 1 holding midfielder, like
correct,
the CDM role, right?
Correct.
And I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out and say this. Fred cannot play that role on his own. Right?
We both agree with that.
We saw what. So Pogba and Fred were playing next to each other today, right? And Fred had a nightmare, bro.
I don't think Fred seems to only play well with McTominay, and unfortunately, like you said,
plays well with another player who does all the work for him.
That's what I mean. So you take him out and put McTominay, and McTominay just covers that base up, and you let everybody else go forward. And I'm in agreement with that. But then the other player that you just mentioned that can do the role is Van der Beek. So if we're not going to go invest in it, but then why not?
Why invest in another player like Saul Niguez or is it Bissouma from Brighton? Yeah. Why invest in one of those type of players when you've got the players that can perform in those roles on the bench? So and you just bought him last season, Van der Beek, bro.
That's down to Ollie to play him in.
See, this is what I don't get about Solskjaer's mentality, bro. You've got Van der Beek. You've had him all last season. He didn't play because you felt his physique wasn't.
Yeah,
he was too weak physique wise. Okay, over summer the guy's bulked up. It's like he's been on steads. Obviously he's not, but he's bulked up, man. He's had a better diet. He's trained weights, and obviously you can see his physique he's bulked up.
Yeah.
So why not give him a chance to do that role instead of going out and looking for another player? Like. After the game, the rumor is that United are now in for Neves from Wolves for 42 million. Where the heck are we going to play Neves? Whose place is he going to take?
We don't need Neves, bro.
Why are we signing these players that we don't need?
What he's doing isn't what I can see what angle they're going with. What he's doing is he's building a squad. So he's not just thinking about the first 11, but he's thinking about, okay, if Pogba can't play, I'll have Neves, or if McTominay can't play, I've got Van der Beek. Now, with regards to Van der Beek, I agree with what you said, but only Ollie can answer the question as to why he's not started him. I'm hoping it's just a blip and he starts going forward, gets opportunities.
The thing is, we need to get Solskjaer on this show and we need to ask him the questions, innit, bro?
I agree. Yeah,
it's a madness, bro. It's a madness. I'm telling you that United need to do better in the transfer market, right? They need to look at the players that they actually need. So who do you think Neves can't play the holding midfield role because he's not a holding midfielder. No, he's not a CDM. He's more of a central midfielder, attacking midfielder.
I didn't even know we were in for him until you just told us earlier. Oh, we've apparently had a bid in for him.
The rumors are that the United are in for him, and I don't understand why, because we've just signed Ronaldo. So why sign Neves?
It's basically
we've got Fernandes, we've got Pogba, we've got Mata, we've got Van der Beek. How many other midfielders have we got? We've got Scott McTominay that can do that job. We've got Amad Diallo who's just got on loan. We've got Dan James. We've got Rashford. We've got Martial. We've got Sancho. We've got Greenwood.
Yeah, I think
that's like a starting 11 there of just attackers, bro. So why add another person into that? Why waste 42 million? Why waste 42 million on a midfielder who's probably not going to play that much and spend that money on his wages? Because I'm guessing he's going to be on what, 150 to 200,000 pound a week when he signs at United.
Yeah,
he's going to be around about that bracket. You know what I mean? And we don't need to be having a player in the squad who's just taking that money from United and that we don't need. It's just crazy that we've got a player coming in that's going to take that much money. I mean, look at Phil Jones. Phil Jones is on about what? Was it 150 to 200,000 pound a week or maybe more? The guy hasn't played a game for United in 18 months.
Yeah, I agree.
Why is he still at United? I mean, he should be on loan right now to another club. I don't care where he goes on loan. The Championship. He could go to Accrington Stanley for all I care. As long as they're paying his wages, I don't care where he goes, man. Obviously, Accrington Stanley can't afford his wages, but you get the point, yeah?
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro.
He should be in a Championship team or maybe playing in the French league or maybe go to the Italian league like Chris Smalling did and get signed by another club, because let's be honest, he's never going to get the wage that he gets from United at any other club at his age now. And that's why he's staying at United. He's comfortable in sitting at home, doing naff all for United and getting paid about £1 million a month, bro. And that's disgusting, man. We should not be paying him that much money to sit at home. If he's getting paid that much money, he should be playing for United, or he should be on loan and the loan club should be paying his wages. Because that way we're saving, 12 million a year that we could be spending
unfortunately, it comes
on other players, bro.
It comes down to the bad decision making of the Glazers, basically. When you start overpaying players.
Bro, question. Last season, Phil Jones was injured and United gave him a new contract.
Yeah.
Right. So the question is, why give him a new contract when you know he's not going to feature in your team, right?
They want to transfer.
Now, if you know he's not going to feature in your team, right, it's fair enough. We paid, 30 million for him from Rovers when we signed him, 30-odd million?
15 million, bro.
However much we paid for him. Don't even remember. I don't even care, man. This is Phil Jones we're talking about. You get what I mean? So if we've just signed him to a new contract for 4 years last season, right, that gave me the impression that Solskjaer wanted to use him in the squad, right? So if you're going to use him on the squad, then you don't sign another defender like Varane. Signing another defender like Varane shows that you don't need Phil Jones, you don't need Eric Bailly, you don't need Lindelof.
No, you need Bailly.
Fair enough. Bailly, I rate Bailly. I think he's a good defender, but he hasn't played much because of his injuries.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea is
as a backup, he is a good backup. Don't get me wrong.
So
but Lindelof can go, man. Lindelof can go, man.
With Lindelof and by what's going to happen, and this is what I think is going to happen is he knows that last year he messed up because there was an over reliance on the same 11. So what will happen is in the mediocre games, and I say this nicely when I call the League Cup and the FA Cup because to me they don't mean anything.
Carabao Cup, lad, get it right.
Carabao Cup, exactly, yeah. So for me, I think those are the games that you'll just rotate and say, boys, you know what? You take a chill. I'm going to throw in these allegedly good players.
But that's a good thing, though, that he is building a squad, right? He's building squad depth. And that's what you need. Because the amount of cups, obviously, you've got the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, 4 competitions, and you're looking at maybe 100 games a season. You can't have a same starting 11 play 100 games because you're going to get fatigue, which is going to lead to injury, which is going to lead to
yeah, exactly. So part of the thing that we talked about the wages was Glazers basically had this bad management of basically re-signing players to contract extensions. Like, okay, I agree. You know what, Mata, fair enough. He got a year's extension. He's got quality.
I like Mata. I mean, I don't have a problem with Mata
is how do you, as you said, we've got way too many midfielders. So then do you say to Mata that, okay, you're a key part of the squad. We'll play you in the games that we need you to get us a result in, okay, Carabao Cup or the odd games against your Burnleys and Watfords, for example. Yeah. Or then Phil Jones is an example of somebody that they just wanted transfer value for. Basically, they didn't want them to go.
But how much, realistically, bro, how much are you going to get for a player like Phil Jones?
I don't think you get much. I don't, because you know what?
So what was the point in re-signing him? It was a waste of money from
I would have transferred his contract.
Do you know what I would have done? Realistically, I would have said to him, look, you're injured. I'm not going to be using you going forward. I don't need you in the team. I'm not offering you a new contract. I'm going to let you go on a free to any club that you want at the end of your contract.
You know the other problem
with that is,
you know what the other problem with that is, Shaz? So now what's happened is because a club like Man United offered him 80k plus wages or whatever it was, any club he goes to now is never going to be able to offer that. And this is the stupid money that United have shelled out in certain players.
Exactly, man.
Unfortunately, that's as a result is causing us a lot of problems now, because when you need to shift him, Smalling was lucky because he was still decent enough for Roma to pick him up and take him off our hands. Or Pereira.
The thing is with Smalling, he took a wage cut to go and play at Roma and get more first team football. But Phil Jones probably doesn't care about playing football because he's not played a full game in nearly 2 years now. So he's more comfortable not playing and getting paid at United and sitting on not even the bench, bro. Did he make the bench today? I don't even know if he was on the bench. but he's comfortable enough to stay out of the squad, out of the starting 11, and not even feature in a game and get his 150 to 200,000 pound a week, bro. And that's the problem. He's there for the money. He's not there to play football. If he wanted to play football, he would have said to United, no, I don't want to stay at United because I'm not going to play. I want to go to a club and I'll take a wage cut to go to that club to get my career back on track. But he did the opposite. He said, no, I'm going to stay at United. I'm going to steal more money. I'm going to steal a wage from you for another 4 years. And then I'm going to retire because I don't want to play football anymore. I've made my money.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what I've made. The guy's just doing it all wrong. I'm looking at the wages at United, right, bro? So we've got players, obviously, that we've spoke about that should be gone, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So Fred, £120,000 a week. He should be gone, right? Matic, £120,000 a week. Should be gone. Phil Jones, at the moment, is on £75,000 a week, which it isn't a lot, right? But he shouldn't even be on that. And that's lower than what he was actually on before. So it looks like he has taken a pay cut, bro.
Yeah, well, they need to cut their losses with him. And just he needs to go. That's all I'll say.
100% he does. And what we'll do, bro, in another video, we are going to go through the transfer value of players at United and their wages and whether we feel they're worthy of that wage or not.
Correct, yeah.
That is another video that we're probably going to do on Thursday, Friday, or maybe before that. But it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy that these players are getting that. And from what I can see, Ronaldo coming back, he's going to get £510,000 a week.
Yeah,
I disagree that he should be on that high of a wage, bro.
I don't even know how that deal got agreed. That's the thing.
That is crazy money to be giving. Like, right. So you know me, Shaz, yeah? You know how highly I rate Ronaldo, right? To me, Ronaldo is the best player in the world, right? But to give him £510,000 a week at his age, I disagree with that business that United have done. Because
they're giving Messi, I think, around the same. They're giving him 495,000.
And that's the problem, bro. Because it's Ronaldo and because it's Messi, they can get that much money, bro. And clubs like United, City, PSG, Barca, Real Madrid will throw that money at them to get them in the team.
You brought up City. Let's talk about that for just a brief second. So we've talked about the fact that Ronaldo's come back to Man United. Messi went to PSG. Man City just spent 100 million, not euros, pounds, to bring Grealish in. So
and then they missed out on Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, and they needed a striker. So when they needed to get Harry Kane, and Harry Kane is not worth 150 million. That's the
Harry Kane's now said he's staying at Tottenham.
Yeah. So, but the point is, they messed up. They messed up. They spent 100 million on Grealish, and we both said there's no way that Grealish is worth 100 million.
What's Grealish's wage? Just out of curiosity, how much is he getting? How much is he stealing from Man City? Does anybody watching know? 6 years, £200,000 a week for 6 years. Bro, that guy is stealing a wage. He's stealing money there, bro. That's daylight robbery, fam.
So do you know what's happened over the last 10 years? And this is just my own opinion on it. Mm-hmm. But the way I see it is, with the way the game's developing, English players have now been inflated in terms of price and positioning. So what happened is the monopoly all started when PSG decided, you know what, let's go spend 200 million on Neymar. So they went and spent 200 million Neymar.
Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong here. It was 222 million euros.
Apologies, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, it works out about 200.
Yeah. So 200. Then they went and got Mbappe for 180 million. So what you've just done is you've gone from signing Pogba for 97, which United did in 2016, all the way up to 200 and 20 million euros. So
And that was the year after. That was in
yeah, so that's
2017.
what I mean. The problem is once you go that high, everybody's like, okay, let me see who can be the highest. So what you then get, football's gone crazy because, and you know, the other people that fuel it, believe it or not, it's the fans. Because
It's
when
not,
you pay,
no.
when you
You
pay
can't
for,
blame, but you can't blame those transfer fees on fans, bro. I'm blaming that on agents and clubs, bro.
who pays for Sky Sports? Who pays to go in for a season ticket?
Yeah,
The
but
fans do.
yeah,
That
I
drives
get the
the income.
fans pay to watch the football because that's the only way they can watch it. Some fans, they can't go to games; they can only watch it on
No,
TV,
I
so they
agree.
have
But
to
do you
pay
remember
Sky
back
or
in the day?
BT.
Back in the day, football used to be about working man's game, whereby people used to go just enjoy the game, decent prices. But now football has become so commercialized.
And this is what I said before, didn't I, Shaz? That I blame Sky. Didn't I say that I blame Sky?
Sky, BT, whoever you want
Yeah,
to blame
video.
them all.
No, I'm blaming Sky because they're the ones that started it. In
Yeah,
the UK for the Premier League, they're the ones that started putting it on Sky Sports that you had to get a subscription, and then they were paying the Premier League X amount per season for X amount of games, and then BT Sports jumped on it, and then they stole the Champions League off Sky Sports for 300 million over, was it 3 seasons or something like that? It was something crazy like that. And it's just crazy the amount of money that's being thrown into football because that money is then split from the Premier League to the clubs in the Premier League
yeah,
and the Champions League. And then they've got that money. So then they can go out and say, okay, we've got X amount of money. Who can we buy? And then because they go to a club and say, okay, we want this player, they say, oh, you've got bare money. We're going to charge you twice the fee just because you've got the money. It's like Sancho's not, to me, I don't think Sancho's worth the 77 million we paid for him.
I agree.
He's a decent player, but I don't think he's worth 77 million because you have to think we sold Ronaldo to Real Madrid for 80. So does that mean Sancho is near enough the same level as Ronaldo? No, he's not. So that means that United got that value of Sancho because they're Manchester United. They're a big club. If Sancho was going to go to another club, the fee would have been less. If Jack Grealish was going to another club lower, like from Aston Villa, let's say he was going to West Ham, let's say he was going to Tottenham or someone like that, his fee would never have been 100 million. Do you get what I mean? Just one sec, bro. I'm just getting a phone call.
Yeah, go for it. No, I absolutely agree, and I think it's one that everybody needs to look at, like Sky. And they just need to deal with things in a more decent manner. And this is only going to get worse as players come into the side and squads get bigger. It will only get worse. But going back to the performance today, I know we digressed. Just poor performance, but United got the job done. Ollie needs to basically tell the guys that, look, needs to be a wake-up call, and they generally need to improve. I thought, for me, man of the match belonged to David De Gea for saving United, and effectively, by them saving United, they effectively closed the game out, because if it wasn't for his 2 saves, then they would have actually drawn the game or lost the game. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been great to have you on board. As Shaz said, we will be covering more on Fergie time going forward. But guys, until next time, take it easy. You know the drill. As always, let me bring up the beautiful admin stuff as well. So without further ado, here we go. So until next time, take it easy, and we'll see you soon.